Now, here's the key that you need to focus on. If you are not born again, you are in fact a slave to sin, because you still maintain the body where you have free will. Free will to pick and choose your favorite types of sins to participate in. That's the only choices you get. For he who has what? Died. The believer, the slave to sin that is inside of Christ, something happened to him. What? God killed him. God said, I crucified him. And when I crucified him, I done away with him. What does that mean, God? That means that rascal died. So the slave that God is making reference to is this person right here. And there isn't a human alive that can control the body of sin. What do you mean by that, Kevin? Think about it this way. Here you have a master. And here you have the slave. When the master made this person the slave, were they both sinners? Yes. Then both of them possess the body of sin. Now, what if the master decides that I'm going to release this guy and he is now free? He's a free slave. Okay? He's a freed slave now, but he's not born again. Is he still in possession of the body of sin? Yes. You see what I'm talking about? He then is still a slave of sin, even though he's free to go out and do whatever he wants to participate in. Go where he wants, look at what he wants, listen to what he wants, talk, say whatever he wants to do. But you know what he can't do? He can't not sin, because he's still a slave to sin. The only way you can stop being a slave to sin, you have to be crucified. Your body of sin have to be annihilated, done away with. You must die. Anyone who has died has been what? According to the scriptures, freed from what? Sin. You see that? Freed from the slavery of sin. Freed from not being able to sin. See, this person, just because his earthly, mortal master set it free, that rascal is still a slave to sin. But when Christ set us free through death, burial, and resurrection, you now become freed from sin. Now, if you died, now he uses the word here, if, because maybe you did, but if you didn't, he's not talking to you. If you died, we believe that we shall also live. You see? The one that dies with Christ end up living. The one that is freed by this human is still dead in his trespasses and sins. He never gets life. Oh yeah, he get freedom while he's here on earth. But you know what he don't get? He don't get life. Which one would you rather, friends? Which one would you rather? You rather not be a slave to some human and remain a slave to your sin? Or would you rather be freed from both human and your sin? You see, you can die here on earth free from some master, some human master, and do your own thing as a freed slave. But that's all you are. You are a free slave to go sin. But when you die, you're going to meet up with the real master. And if you're still in your sin and didn't die the right way in Christ, oh friend, you're going to have to pay for your sin. What are you going to do in that day? Knowing that Christ, having been raised from the dead, dies no more. That's why the believer can't die. Because Christ can't die no more. Death no longer have dominion over here. For the death that he died to sin once for all time. Why? Because he's an eternal God. But the life that he lives as God. You say, to God. You say, no, friend, he lives as God. To God simply means he lives as God. Likewise, you also reckon yourselves to be what? Dead indeed. So now he's instructing you, commanding you, who's the real you, your spirit. You reckon yourselves, your body. You have to do that. To do what? Be dead indeed to the acts of sin. And live in that body as you are in fact alive to God in Christ Jesus, who happens to be the Lord. Now, therefore, do not let. See that right there? Do not let you now, as a free slave in Christ, get a choice. You get a choice not to sin. Before, you had no choice. Now, as a believer, you get a choice. You get to say no to premarital sex. You get to say no to homosexuality, to adultery, to fornication, to pornography, to being a drunkard, to being lazy, to lying, to blasphemy. You get to say no to stealing, to having another God before the Lord, for not taking care of your family. You get to say no to all kinds of sin. Do not let sin. Do what? Reign where? In your spirit? No, friend. If it's reigning in your spirit, you are not a believer. So the command says you don't let it reign where? In your body. It can't touch your spirit anymore, because the body of sin died. Now the only thing it can do is get you to act out wicked passions. And God is commanding you and saying, hey, you cut it out. That's not you anymore. You don't have to sin.